I wanted to talk about a curious location that I have passed by and through many times. It's a site of interest, but this location doesn't have an official name. But in a sense, it's known by many hikers, a few fishermen, and very little history remains. Or rather, the individuals that carry that history have been slowly passing away with time, and fewer are around to tell the tales. It's located near SB Elliot Park in Clearfield County, Pennsylvania. The park was built by the CCC in 1933, and the CCC location was very nearby the park as well, so much work on the roads and surrounding area were carried out. But at the base of Old Kennedy Road, which was once accessible by the right vehicle, you came to an old remnants of a bridge that was built by the CCC in 1941. It could have provided access to loggers. The Central Pennsylvania Lumber Company and Goodyear Company owned all the acres and lumber boom and cashed in and cashed out on that area, leaving lots of leftovers that can be seen to this day. Just prior to the bridge was a large area that was once underwater from beaver dams. But before that, the land was altered by man as well. It was used as a mill pond or a holding pond. Did a mill exist in the area? I'm not 100% sure, and I should explore the far reaches of the other side of the creek, but there's a camp that used to reside at the base of the Kennedy Road, and with the camp's owners passed, the extended family not alive and able to be reached, the 50 or 80 or 100-year lease for that camp was expiring, and when it did, the state removed the camp and all sides of it. But that site may have been CCC built facility that was used as a bunkhouse or mill house for loggers. As I said, the individual who once told me that it was CCC built is long gone. Once the camp was removed, the state shut down the road and it is no longer accessible even with the right vehicle. It's truly blocked effectively. A 1.5-mile walk will get you to the base of the site that I'm speaking of though. And the site. The creek at the bottom is Lick Run, and it contains weir-like structures that can be found up and down the branches that drain into the run. Most likely one larger splash dam, or surge dam, or flash dam, just below the bridge, with some structure remaining, and the structures on the various creek branches are small in nature and would be considered not flumes, but more maybe chutes, or as the clear wooden V pattern is visible, it moved the water into the large holding area. These would be considered a weir, or sometimes called a check or flow dam. The purpose was to redirect water flow to that needed area. If you walk up and down these branches, you will see quite a few of these structures. In 2024, is prime time to see them since the water is at a record low in level. I was able to take many pictures and examine them closely. I know of several honed logs that are scattered in what would have been the bottom of the beaver dam, and they still exist today. What else is interesting in the history of this small, almost missed area? A very cool occurrence. The area of Lick Run around this former impoundment is called Dr. Fork Branch, and it is directly on the flow of Lick Run. There are two tiny waterways flowing into Dr. Fork, and the names of these are the North Fork Branch and the South Fork Branch. And the occurrence in 1946, a meteorite fell in the summertime, downing many trees and making a long furrow into the hillside opposite the water holding area, which was called Missionary Ridge. This ridge is located at the junction of Dr. Fork and Lick Run. That meteorite has been reported to never have been found. This last information came from a book, A Guide to Treasure in Pennsylvania by Michael Paul Henson. I can say that there are some very tall tales, little liberal expressions of finding treasure in there, and some other unique tidbits in the book, but the meteorite story is verbatim from an article that came out of the 1946 Clearfield Progress newspaper. What else can I tell you of this location? It's one of my favorite hiking locations to follow along Lick Run. Timber and Nessie, my two exploring companions, are always with me. They enjoy the cool water as well, especially on a hot, muggy day in the summer. We also thank you for watching our video, and please like and subscribe if you like this content. For those wondering, Lick Run is a West Branch tributary to the Susquehanna River. I have fly fished on Lick Run many times, and although they are small, they are beautiful, and to release them back, seeing them grow each year is really rewarding. The water is crystal clear and has been mentioned with high honors in the Lick Run Assessment and Conservation Plan as being one of the best wild brook trout streams for its clarity and purity in this particular location. And that's due to it being higher to the water sources that begin this lovely branch of creeks. Industry history of this particular area is lumber industry, which started as early as 1820, and they stripped this of all old growth, leaving emptiness, which caused complications of erosion, forest fires, and the lumbermen left in 1915. The stream has had 100 years to regenerate. More recently, the Marcellus Shell natural gas, which did have one accident several years back that contributed to some pollution in the area, but has since been given the green light of clarity once again. With new tree growth, large boulders, quiet creeks flowing, wild fish and game throughout, it is truly a beautiful sight, and in all, this is a delightful little slice of heaven that's close to home. Let's end with a walk along the banks of Lake Run and the sound of the water flowing.